Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Net back into the video day, and today the Pittsburgh Steelers have made multiple signings that we are going to talk about. The Pittsburgh Steelers have signed a third-string quarterback, Kyle Allen, as their next third-string quarterback, next emergency quarterback if anything happens to Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. Kyle Allen played in 7 games for the Buffalo Bills last year, but somehow in those 7 games he played in, 0 throws. Now, you know why that happened? Because the Bills had 7 blowouts in 2023, which is what I'm guessing. If they might have had more that Josh Allen just stayed in the game for, but Kyle Allen was used to come in the end of the game situations, whether it was handing the ball off to the running back or taking a knee. Kyle Allen never made any throws in 2023 with the Buffalo Bills. And no, him and Josh Allen are not related, if you are wondering that, I'm, not going to obviously assume, well, these two guys are related. They're on the same team and they have the same last name. I think it was one of Bill's social media. I think it was TikTok. It was their TikTok that said something about those two guys being related. And I'm thinking, I don't believe this, but is it actually true that they're related? Or maybe they're cousins or like third cousins or something like that. And then I did some, and looked up some info, did some digging and found out they weren't actually related. But it was actually kind of funny that the Bills' two quarterbacks' last name was Allen. But he did get some playing time in 2022 with the Houston Texans, which one of the reasons why I'm actually talking about Kyle Allen today is because he did play for my favorite team, the Houston Texans. Also really enjoyed watching him in Carolina in 2019. That was a really fun quarterback to watch. Now, Kyle Allen in 2022, there's not a lot of bright spots with the Houston Texans in that 2022 season, but I'm gonna defend Kyle Allen because he didn't play terrible, he didn't play great. But I'm gonna say this. With Kyle Allen, I think for the offensive weapons he had, and as a Texans fan, I'm gonna say this as well. For as shit as we were, and no weapons. I know Nico Collins has turned into a nice wide receiver now. He wasn't that. He wasn't like that back then. He was a good wide receiver, but he's not the wide receiver he is now. Brandon Cooks was good. But outside of those two guys, and they were in and out of the, they were both not the healthiest in 2022. Kyle Allen had no offense. He had no defense as well. Our team was straight garbage, to be honest. But man, I still stuck with them throughout, the 3 seasons of being terrible from 2020 through 2022. And I'm glad now that we turned things around. I just hate that we made a guy like Kyle Allen kind of, look like he was a little bit of a bad quarterback with the way he played. So in these 2 starts, he was 0-2. He threw 46 for 78 with a 59 completion percentage, threw 416 passing yards in 2 games, threw 2 passing touchdowns, with 4 interceptions, and I think he fumbled a couple times. He ran for 41 yards, was sacked 5 times. I think he fumbled like 2 or 3 times and only lost like once. But he fumbled multiple times, but only lost 1 fumble. And just from my memory, and I think he fumbled in the Miami game, if I'm not mistaken, a couple times. And because he started against Miami, that was the first game they benched Davis Mills. Then against the Cleveland Browns, he got the start. That was Deshaun Watson's return to Houston. Now, he played so bad in that game to the point where they eventually put Davis Mills back into the game. But, Kyle Allen, I think, he was a very solid quarterback in 2019. And I think with a little bit of a better offense, he would have not looked that bad. Better offensive line, a better offense, he would have not looked as terrible as he looked with the Houston Texans in his 2 starts in 2022. Now, I'm going to get to 2020 and 2019 with Carolina and Washington. Carolina, 13 games, 12 starts, 5-7 record, 303 for 489, 17 passing touchdowns, 16 interceptions. The interceptions were high, of course, with Carolina in 13 games, but he still, for a rookie, looked good. Rookie throwing over 3,000 passing yards in 12 starts with 17 passing touchdowns. Even though the interceptions are there as a rookie, that's still, in my opinion, really good. 5-7 record as a rookie as well. Not expecting to start. Keep in mind, Cam Newton was their guy. Cam Newton goes down. He was not expecting to start. Nobody was expecting him to start, and he stepped up. And then with Washington in 2020, 4 games, 4 starts, 1-3 record, 60 for 87. 4 passing touchdowns, 1 interception thrown. So you see the interceptions go down there. And, I think the interceptions for him are really only a problem in the 2019 season with Carolina. Now, there are a couple other signings I'm here to talk about for the Pittsburgh Steelers. One of those is a wide receiver from the Philadelphia Eagles, and that is Quez Watkins. Man, are the Eagles going to miss what they have from Quez Watkins? Because for a wide receiver 3, he was a really solid wide receiver 3 to have. In only 9 games, he had 15 receptions for 142 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. The season before with Philly, 354 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. 2021, 647 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. He was a solid guy that was going to get you around 300 to 500 receiving yards, if not more, if healthy in the season. And if he would have stayed healthy for the Philadelphia Eagles in 2023, I think he would have had maybe 450 receiving yards in the season for 2023 with Philadelphia, but he did not. Now, the final signing is Cordarrelle Patterson. This is a great signing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler, 4-time I'm thinking about basketball, 4-time All-Star, 4-time All-Pro, 4-time Pro Bowler, 1-time Super Bowl champion. With the kickoff rule changes now, kickoff returns are going to be a lot better than they've been in the past, and it's going to be, for a guy like Cordarrelle Patterson, with how dangerous of a kick returner he has, he's one of the dangerous kick returners in the league. This is a great signing, but it's not just what he does on special teams, because this man is also a really good offensive player as a wide receiver and a running back. He was used as both with Atlanta. Now, this past season with Atlanta, it was kind of different in 2023 because he had no starts. He only played in 14 games, had 181 rushing yards on 50 carries, and had 38 receiving yards with 1 touchdown. Things changed when you add in Bijan Robinson, because they already had Tyler Algier, and Patterson became his backup. Now you add in Bijan Robinson. Patterson becomes that third-string running back who also plays special teams and a little bit at wide receiver. But the season before Bijan was drafted, he played in 13 games with 11 starts, 144 carries, 694 rushing yards, 8 rushing touchdowns, and he also had 122 receiving yards as well. 2021 was a great season for him in Atlanta. 16 games, 13 starts, 153 carries, 618 rushing yards, 6 rushing touchdowns, 548 receiving yards with 5 receiving touchdowns. 2019 and 2020 with Chicago, he's an All-Pro, and he also was a Pro Bowler in both seasons. In the past, he's been with New England, he's been with Oakland, he's been with Minnesota, mostly with Minnesota in his career. Also, bigger news of this signing, he does reunite with former head coach Arthur Smith, who is the offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That wraps up the 3 signings for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the comment section, and peace out.